The bit is ready and I'm riding. When I come around, they ain't started. They all want a key to the garden. So I put it up and I nod it. Tell me how you like it. Get me on the wheel, I'ma drive it. But they wanna raise up the mileage. Well, I don't like to turn my back. It's all work and give back. May I just try to day my lane. I got the gang behind now. Listen when they call my name. I found a voice within me. No man can curse what God has made. So I can beat your pain when the dark is closing in. See, they want to lock me down when they try to take me down. We be flying off the ground when the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. This is the mind, this is the line. This is the dawn, this is the way. I see the dream got me before me. I've been the one, no have to say it. This is the vibe, don't need to fake it. Seeing the world, living beyond it. This is the key so I can save you. Well, I don't like to turn my back, so I work and give back. May I just try to day my lane. Got a gang behind now. Listen when they call my name. I found a voice within me. Now I can curse the God has made. So let me beat your pain when the dark is closing in. See, they want to love you now when they try to take you down. We be flying off the ground when the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. Yes. Their heat is getting cold. Their eyes are slowly closing. Their chains they cannot hold me under the open sky. They are looking for a way, but I will keep you safe. Yeah.
If you want make a ginger, give me tea, kokoro. My God, be your love. Anywhere I go, just come up with my bum, my love. So they do that for love. If you want make a ginger, give me the kokoro. My God, be your love. Come make a show you my banana. No, they do like bolo. Yeah. Make a touch upon it. Make a rub, make a love, make a rub, make a touch upon it. Make a rub upon it. Till I go lotion, I'ma rub upon it. Like fine wine, say you sweet when you wine it. Me, I don't feel leave when you wine it. I'm on a big day. I'm on a amigo pay. Yeah, we go day nice. If we enter the place, I go day nice. I go fiki, I go rewind. Say now me go be the PJ, I'ma feel nice. So say my party no they stop to the daylight. Before you run, go the shot, you make you think twice. If not smoke, you want smoke, say we day tight. I'm on my love go, say we live nice. Yeah. If you want make a ginger, give me tea, kokoro. My God, be your love. Anywhere I go, just come up with my bum, my love. So they do like bolo. If you want make a ginger, give me the kokoro. My God, be your love. Come make a show you my banana. No, they do like bolo. I been making money, living reckless. Ìwọ nìkan lolólùfẹ́ mi, ọmọ wa jálọ. If them try talk, then go sun. They go down. We go day nice. If we enter the place, I go day nice. I go fiki, I go rewind. Say now me go be the DJ, I'ma feel nice. So, say my party no they stop to the daylight. Before you run, go they shot, you make you think twice. If not smoke, you want smoke, say we day tight. I'm on my love go, say we make a ginger, give me kokoro. My God, me your love. Anywhere I go, just come up with my bum, my love. Don't they do like ball. If you want make a ginger, give me kokoro. My body be your love. Come make a show you my banana. No, they do like ball. If you want me to ginger, give me the cocoa. My coach, be a banana. My body, be your love. No, I can do for your love. All of I don't carry your love. They carry two since I know one time. I know so responsible if you in there. Cause you know your vibe, just they give me ginger. I don't make you wild when I put it in there. You know my style, like I see the future. Don't be back, I love me, I just be singing.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to today's webinar. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I know we have a number of people that will still join us, but we wouldn't uh, we wouldn't wait so much for them. Maybe we'll just give them a few minutes, then we'll start. We already have our guest here. She's already online. She's already here with us. So I guess we will just jump right in a few minutes. Maybe we just give it a minute, then we'll start. All right. Before we start, just a few housekeeping. You can drop your questions. You can drop your questions at the questions tab. Just click the ask question link and type your question. Let me see if I can show us that quickly for those of us who are new here. So if you look at the your screen, you'd see this icon that says ask question. So you just click that and then you can type in your question and send the question, and then I would relay the question to Omolola and she can answer it. Okay. So I'm guessing we can start. Omolola, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. All right. I think we should just jump right in. A number of people will join us as we continue, but I think we should just jump right in, right? So, a quick introduction before we continue. So, Vent Oven decided to come up with this webinar because when COVID hit, a number of people were affected in different ways. Businesses were affected in different ways. A number of businesses had to shut down. A number of people lost their livelihood and they're still struggling to survive, right? So we thought to say, how can we help people who have been impacted negatively? And then we came to this conclusion that if we're able to help businesses bounce back, help businesses come back to life or grow, as the case may be, or those who have lost their means of livelihood start something, will be able to solve majority of the ripple effect of the pandemic. So that's the whole essence of this. And through this, we want to provide knowledge, advisory, guidance to people within the best of our ability, either by members of the Venthoven team speaking from their areas of expertise, or we bring in experts and people who have actually done stuff and have results to come and tell us how they did it and how others can learn from what they've done, the mistakes they've made, and all of that, so that we can all improve various businesses, right? Or build new businesses, as the case may be. So today we have Omolola Kodri. Omolola is my very good friend. She founded the shoe shop. The shoe shop is quite popular on Instagram. The ladies in the house would know the shoe shop, right? Shoe lovers especially would know the shoe shop. And that business is one business that I look at every time and I'm like, wow, this woman is really trying, right? And uh,
if you see her face, you wouldn't believe this, but she's a mother of two. Um, so sometimes I just wonder how she manages everything, running the business plus the kids and all of that. But interesting thing is she has built a really great brand out of that business, and I want us all to come here to learn. Even those of us who have businesses and we're doing well, I would like us to see this as an opportunity to learn new stuff. And I believe that as we interact with Omola and as she shares with us, we would learn a lot from her. So Omolola, I think it's the ball is in your court now. It's over to you now. Would have you just speak to us on how we can use the power of social media. You started this business on Instagram, right? And then now, the last time I was at your office, you had many staff, you have dispatch riders, it's now becoming a really big, massive business. So how has that been, and how has social media helped you to achieve that?
I remember when I started, it was about 2013. So that puts us about 8 years ahead. And then Instagram was still pretty new in Nigeria. So Instagram wasn't, not everyone was on Instagram that time. But I just moved from the United Kingdom, and there was a lot of Instagram where I was coming from, but they weren't using Instagram to sell in the UK. So when I came, I thought, you know what? People are on this thing. People are putting things on this thing. People are putting pictures. Maybe I can give this a shot. Let me try this out and see how it works. So, I mean, it's been from Instagram alone. We moved to our first store. It became too small. We moved to our next store. That's already too small as well. So we're looking to.
Where you're building a bigger store?
Yes, we've secured our permanent site. So we're about to start construction work for our permanent space, and it's huge.
Nice. I should come visit that place though.
You should actually. Yeah, but you've come here. Like, why haven't you been there? You've come here. Why haven't you been there?
I don't know. Maybe the next
you know,
time I come.
or when next you come, I'll take you there.
All right. So you just saw that opportunity, right? And then you decided to take it and use it to sell your product.
Yeah. I wasn't even sure that
what was that like for you? What was the acceptance like on Instagram? How exactly did people take it?
So it sort of surprised me, because in the real world, I remember when I told my parents, and they were so upset. They couldn't understand why, after spending so much on me to become a lawyer, to go to uni, to go to law school, they could not understand why. Then what?
I said you just wasted our law school money.
Exactly, and they couldn't understand. So, first of all, from the home front, there was zero acceptance. In fact, they thought I was joking. They thought, yeah, she has come again, one of those things. Hopefully, she'll get over it. So, I had to turn a blind eye to all the rejection that I was getting at home. On a good day, my parents are very kind, very supportive parents. But for this, that was where they drew the line. They were like, no. How can you, our child, choose that you want to sell shoes? It doesn't even make any sense. So they tried to discourage me. But then, because of how much I was rejected from my family, I had to branch out. Maybe that's one of the things that pushed me to social media. I had to branch out to try to sell on other places, because my family wasn't interested in it. But then the reception from Instagram was amazing. In less than a couple of weeks of, starting out on Instagram, even before the products officially arrived, people were already pre-ordering and giving me money. I mean, they didn't know me. Most of them didn't know me. Like, I didn't go through my parents. I didn't go through my friends. I went straight and started looking out for strangers, because I didn't want anybody else to discourage me. And people started, I remember the first 20,000 that I earned, it was from a random person in Lagos that I'd never met before. I remember her name, Marissa. I'd never met this babe before. And she was ready to give me 20,000 for me to ship 3 shoes from Abuja to Lagos without ever meeting me. This is awesome. This place is my jam. This place is my home. And that's how it started out for the shoe shop on Instagram. Till today, we have a huge I'm confident to say that about 85% of our customers come from Instagram. The remaining probably come from Google Maps or just from Googling shoes in Abuja. They probably find us from there, but 85% come from Instagram. And then people on Instagram that tell their friends on Instagram about us on Instagram. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. That's interesting. So quick question, yeah. And I think maybe this will take you further into your point that you have to share with us. So what did you do right at the beginning? What did you post that made somebody think that, okay, it's okay for me to send money to this person and this person wouldn't scam me? What did you do right from the beginning when you started using Instagram?
I'm going to be honest and say that I can't quite say that there was one thing that I did right, because I had just started. Not, my face wasn't even there. So I didn't even know these people. They were utter strangers. But I think what happened at that point is there was such a deep need. Okay. I didn't just start my business out of, oh, I want to start a business, I want to make some money. No, I started it because I had tried to find shoes to buy. Now, all my life, I've loved shoes. I've been obsessed with shoes. Then I had so many shoes when I was in England, and then I moved to Nigeria. I left all my shoes in England. I moved to Nigeria thinking it would be as easy to buy shoes as it was when I was abroad. And then I moved to Nigeria, and it was a headache. Like, you would go to a supermarket, and the shoes they had been there. They were so old. They had been there for so long and then as old and as ugly and as out of style as those shoes would be, they would be priced so expensive. They would say 15,000. I'm like, for this ugly shoe, 15,000. So it started out as my own need. So when I saw that I needed this, I was like, okay, I'm sure a lot of other people need this. Let me try it. So I think what I must have done right was I was able to identify a problem and solve the problem at a time that almost no one else, to be honest, was doing it.
All right, thank you.
Then, even though Instagram wasn't very popular in Nigeria, Facebook was very popular in Nigeria. So all the people who were selling, a lot of them were selling on Facebook. Instagram had just started becoming popular. So it was like one of the first places on Instagram that you could buy women's shoes, trendy women's shoes.
Nice. So you see, you just said something now. So it's not enough for you to just go to social media and say, I have this to sell, come and buy it. I have this to sell, come and buy it. The most important thing is that whatever it is you're selling is solving a problem, right? I think that's one. If we can take that away from here, I think we've learned a lot, right? So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. What are those other things that you'd like to share with everyone on this webinar? What would you like to say to us or how would you direct people to be able to take advantage of social media? What are the things that you'd like to say to them?
I did.
Now, just go ahead and flow.
You just want me to freestyle? Okay, I did write down a couple of tips that I was going to share. Hopefully stuff that was actionable that people could put into action right away. The first thing that I know that a lot of people do is they come on Instagram and they post a bunch of stuff. Maybe on Monday they'll post like 20 of their products, and then they'll ghost. And then they'll come back again on Friday and they'll post some more, maybe ghost, then come back like 3 weeks or 4 weeks and then ghost again. And I'm like, it's not going to work like that. You have to be consistent. So I know everyone's probably heard this like 1,000 times, be consistent. But the truth is that you actually have to wake up every day, show up and be consistent. That whole, you post things and just hope that a miracle will happen. Somebody will just discover you magically and buy from you. It has never been as hard as it is. Like, Instagram makes it harder every day for people to discover new businesses. So you cannot hope. If you decide that you do want to push your business and you want to use Instagram as your platform, you have to show up every day. Sometimes I would recommend more than once a day. Like, because you can't just post one thing every day and think that, oh, that should do, that's about it, I'm out. If I do that, that works for me because I've been doing this for a really, really, really long time. And we have about 50-something thousand followers. So it's something we can get away with.
But if we do that, people will start sending us messages. Where are all the shoes? How come we can't see these shoes? I thought you guys said you have new stock. Where is it? So imagine our customers come to you and they're actually asking you, where are these shoes? So if you don't show up, people won't get used to seeing you. They're so used to seeing us all the time. There's a book that I read. It was Laura Ikeji's book, How to Make Money on Instagram. That book is really good if you want to build your business or you want to build your personal brand on Instagram. Basically, one of the major things that it preaches, and which is something that Laura Ikeji herself practices, she's always on Instagram. She will literally tell you, Instagram is my office. Okay, and Instagram encourages people who are always on Instagram by showing their content to other people. If you post 10 things on Instagram, at least one will get seen by one person. But if you post one thing, you reduce the chances. Okay. Now, another thing that a lot of people do is they come to webinars like this all the time. Some people are like webinar G's, like they've bought property in webinars, they're proper webinar landlords, but they don't execute. They have these fat books that are writing their notes, they're taking notes. Oh my God, I just attended this webinar, I'm on Clubhouse, I'm learning so much. Oh my God, so much knowledge, so good. Yeah, 100. But they refuse to execute. What did you say?
I said they learn and don't do.
They just keep learning and then they don't do. They're just scared or they're just not ready to start. So it's not just about listening to webinars. Go and try it. Go and fail at it and then go and try it again. And then another thing, which I think is in fact, maybe I should have started from there, is that people don't really set goals. You say, okay, I want to start a business. Okay, great. You want to start a business? Fantastic. What do you want your business to do? I want to sell hair. I want to sell weaves. Okay. How many? You should have, some people would have a daily target, some people work for them. They will not sleep until they've sold 20 wigs that day. They will keep texting, keep posting, keep sending messages to people on WhatsApp until they've sold 20 wigs. And that's the level of consistency that you need. So basically, you have to set a goal. For us at the shoe shop, our goal is very simple. Before a particular time, we want to make sure that at least 1,000 pairs of shoes are leaving our store every month. At least one every month. Yes, and because I remember when we set this goal, we're probably about 200 and something. Now we're about 700 and something. But because we have something that we're working towards, so every month when we say that, we haven't reached our numbers yet, we start thinking, okay, what can we do to increase this number? What can we do to make sure that, okay, this month we increase from this 700 and something to maybe 800 and something, from 800 and something. So that's how you can't just say, I want to sell stuff. What is your goal? How many do you want to sell? How much? Some people, they set their goal in millions. Okay, I want to make 10 million. Good. Then you now decide, okay, how many of these things do I need to sell to make 10 million in profit? Some people say, okay, I want to sell, like me. Some people set their goals based on an amount based on a quantity. Some people set their goals based on an amount. But definitely, all you need to do is set a goal. Short-term goals, that's maybe like a monthly, weekly, daily goals, and then, or maybe annual goals. And then long-term goals, like in 5 years, what do you want this business to be? I definitely know that I want the shoe shop to be like a household name. Once people say the shoe shop, people know exactly what we're talking about. I want it to be a household name in Abuja first, and then to now spread horizontally around the rest of the country. But then we're already doing that by offering free nationwide delivery. So because we have a goal, we can now set different catalysts to spring us further into achieving that goal. Then it's not just about setting goals, because then you set goals. Another thing you need to do, and this is something that I think really, really works for me. People call it the law of attraction, but I just call it rereading your goals every day. So you write these goals, maybe on a piece of paper like this, read those goals every day. Or put it on a vision board and read the vision board every day. The purpose of reading every day is the more you read it, the more ginger you if that's the word, the more ginger you create in yourself to achieve these things that you have. So like this morning, I saw that, I had said that I would, I told you at the beginning when you told me about the webinar, I said I didn't want to do it because, it's stressful and I'd rather just get paid to do it. But then I remember that you're my friend. But one thing I also remembered was that I told myself that I would speak more. I would talk to more people. Do you understand? About business this year. I told myself that I would do that. So, and because it's on my list of goals, it aligns perfectly. But imagine I didn't have goals. So it's not just about having the goals, like I said. Every day, even if it's just for 5 seconds, read the goals. I write my goals as if they've already happened. I write, the shoe shop has sold 1,000 plus shoes in the year 2021. So as you're reading it, it has already happened. It's past tense. So your body now, your mind now needs to catch up with what you've written down.
Yeah.
I learned this from my dad, because then my dad would call us some years later and say, look at what I wrote. I wrote that by 40, I'll become a professor. And exactly by 40 years on, in fact, we're doing his 40th birthday, we're celebrating his professor.
Wow.
He said, I wrote that by this age, I will be an essay. By this age, I will do this, I will do this. Everything he wrote down, he did.
Wow.
So you set the goals, you write it down every day, go back, read it. Let it push you. So even when you're tired, the fact that you read it that morning will still be on your mind and it will now remind you. Then another thing is, some people feel that once they tell their family and their friends about their goals, and they're about their business, they need to support them. Nobody owes you anything. Like, I'll just have to tell you, nobody owes you anything. Even your spouse, even your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, nobody owes you anything. The only person that owes you anything is yourself. You owe it to yourself to show up, to do right by yourself, to achieve your own goal. Nobody owes you anything. Everybody has their own problem. Everybody has their own, challenges. Everyone has their own goals that they want to achieve. So I don't know, nobody can help you. Like, they can try, they can do their best, but they don't owe it to you. Don't feel entitled to this help, to the support, or the encouragement from anybody. I told you, my parents have always supported me, but they did not support this goal for the shoe shop. They did not. It was maybe after like the first year when my dad saw that my room was always full of shoes. My dad went out and bought me a shoe rack. He said so that it's organized. So it started from there. He still wasn't supporting what I was doing, but he went and bought me a shoe rack. From shoe rack, he said, I know that there's this space that is available. It's close to the office. Do I want to go and look at it? Do I want to go and rent it? That's where he started from. Next thing now, anytime his friends are talking, before he was very ashamed to talk about his daughter, like a lawyer, essentially. Next thing, once his friends are talking, birthday, my daughter sells shoes. Your wife will find very nice shoes there. Go and buy shoes for my daughter. That's how it started. But it did not, imagine that I had let the words that they said to me in the beginning discourage me. And I said, well, since my parents say I can't do it, nobody's supporting me, I'm all alone, lonely, I am so lonely, and then I don't go ahead and do what I need to do for myself. So I need to you need to show up for yourself. You owe it to yourself. Look at you. You deserve the best version that you can give yourself. So some people think that they should get angry or be mad or be upset when their family and friends don't buy from them, don't post about their business on Instagram, or go and buy from another person. Honestly, if I'm selling shoes and my family and friends are buying from another person selling shoes, man, it's because at that point, that person is doing something better than me. I just have to tell myself the truth. Either maybe the person has better shoes or better prices or a better deal. That's just the truth. So you can't get angry because somebody did not support you. It's not their fault. They can't see your vision as well as you can see it. It's your vision. It's your responsibility to see your vision. What was it? To the extent that they need you, they can't do without you. If they don't, imagine that the person who started maybe MTN or Glow, his family didn't support him in the beginning. Just imagine. Now, by the time you come back to it, in Nigeria, there are only about 4 or 5 mobile networks. You have to choose one. So at the end of the day, they will still end, if you're so good, be so good that they have no choice to come to you. Now, my parents buy shoes. My dad bought sneakers from me in November. He bought for my mom in December. My parents now buy shoes from me. All my friends, because I told you I didn't meet my friends to help me with this business, because I was like, if my own parents that came out of their womb cannot support me, let me go and look for people outside, because those people have not seen you finish. They've not seen you finish, so they will look at you with, even Jesus Christ when Jesus Christ went to Nazareth to go and talk to his own people, because they have seen him finish. They couldn't take him seriously. They were like, is it no carpenter's son? Is it not Joseph's son? They couldn't take him seriously. And you can't, like I said, you can't be angry. You can't blame those people. They didn't come there for you. They have their own thing that they are doing. So if you feel like, the people around you are not supporting you, go and look for strangers. Strangers will support you. And That's where, from the recognition that you get from strangers, that's where your own family will now start buying into your ideas. Do you want me to keep talking, or you want to ask me something, because I still
I
have
have a few questions to ask you, but I just want you to be done with your. I want
okay.
you to do your points
Okay.
first before I ask this
Okay.
question.
Okay. So another thing is, for me, I mean, I don't know how this works for other people, but for me personally, I don't know how I could have done this journey without God. I need to be honest about this, because I remember even in the beginning when I was looking for a business, before I even started thinking about the shoe shop, when I was just trying to pray about what business ideas I could choose, when I was praying about it, it was the Holy Spirit that told me that the answer is right in front of me. The answer is something that is so close to me, because shoes, I had been looking for shoes in Nigeria I came back to Nigeria in 2012. Between 2012 and 2013, I had not been able to buy a single pair of shoes in Nigeria. And this is for someone that is obsessed with shoes. So I couldn't. So it was something that the Holy Spirit had to minister to me. So I don't know how it works for other people who don't know God or people who don't believe in God. But personally for me, because I know God and I believe in God, God has been everything to me on this journey. Even the times that I wanted to stop, there were so many times that I was down to just give up. Maybe I remember in 2015 when the Naira crashed against the dollar. I remember even during the early lockdown, I told my husband, I was like, I'm not doing it again. I am done. And he was like, why? I was like, because I know that this lockdown is going to affect the Naira dollar exchange rate, and I'm not ready to start increasing my prices. And he was like, okay, since you say you're done now, be done now. He said it very sarcastically, like he knew that I wasn't going to be done. As I was trying to be done, my customers were busy sending me messages. Lola, is it because of lockdown? You've not posted any shoes? Please, we need shoes. Oh, I'm like, okay, you guys, please, why are you wearing these shoes too?
I was going to ask that question. Where are they wearing the shoes to?
He said, give us the shoe first now. When the lockdown end? Give us the shoe first. So they were looking for me. So I had no choice. Even though all my staff were at home on lockdown, I had no choice. The shoes that arrived from the UK, I was like, they should bring the shoes to my house. Let me be doing the one that I can do back from my house since my staff weren't around. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know about other people, but for me, every single time I wanted to give up, God always stepped in for me. God always came through. God always guides me and directs me as to the next stage to go and as to the next thing to do. And every time I decide that, okay, I'm done, I'm no longer doing it again, God reminds me that he was the one that gave me the idea. And every time I remember this, I'm forced to say, okay, you know what, this idea is not my own. I'm doing the Lord's work. Let me just keep doing it. Another thing, one mistake that I made, at the beginning of my business was I didn't keep adequate records. You know, when you're talking to some small businesses, maybe in Yankee or in some countries, they'll tell you that we've sold 50,000 boxes of juice since we started, and you'll be like, hey, how do they know how many boxes of juice that sold? So for me, this is one area that I really, really faltered. I did not keep adequate records. I shall know that I'll sell and there'll be money in the account. There's money. I'll just say, there's money now. But I realized when I started setting goals, when I started saying, okay, I want to sell 1,000 plus shoes a month. How can I say that I want to sell 1,000 plus shoes a month when I don't even know how many shoes I sold last month? So you have to set, apart from setting goals, you have to keep records. How many did you sell? How many customers have you attended to? How many people's makeup did you do on the 24th of February, 2015? How many people's, if your job is services, like if what you do is maybe you help people revamp their CVs, how many CVs did you revamp? How much did you charge? That will help you know if your business is growing or not. Some people will just see cash. So what happens to us is that we see cash in the account. No. We did now, money did now, we're balling. But maybe you're not even really making any money. Maybe what you're making is just extra 500, extra 200, but you think you're really making money because there's money in your account. So I keep saying this to people. Keeping records is simple. You don't need any sophisticated technology. If you want to go sophisticated like us at the shop, because we are many, so we've gone sophisticated. We use Shopify. We use a bunch of apps that support what we're doing. But if you're new or a small business, something as simple as Google Sheets. Google Sheets, you can download Google Sheets on your phone. It's a very simple app where you can manage your business, put how much you sold, put the dates, and you know that at least in the month of February, we sold 39 pairs of shoes. We sold 50 earrings. That's how you do business. So that even if somebody wants to invest in you, it's easy for them to invest in you because they've seen that you have a track record. Now, these people, what's their name? This Nigerian youth development, there's a Nigerian youth development agency or ministry, something like that. Yes, youth and sports something. Yes. Now they said they want to give grants of $5,000 to small businesses. That's currently open, by the way. I think it closes 20 something of February. So if anybody's interested, you should just search. Yeah, I just know there's a $5,000 grant. Now, one of the conditions for the grant is that they want you to bring records of your business, of your transactions. Now, imagine you've been in business, but you don't keep any records. That's how you now lose $5,000 because you have no records.
Sorry, how much is that in Naira? So people.
It's about current Naira is about 2 million Naira. So about 2.3 thereabouts. Yeah. So not very much, but not very much maybe for us, but for people who are just starting. I imagine if someone had given me 2.3 million in 2015 or in 2013, of course, that would have been a huge boost for our business. You understand? So another thing that maybe this is another mistake that I made, when I started this business. So sorry, back to that, what I was saying about keeping records. So we started keeping records, proper, consistent records, maybe early 2020, and up until now, we keep proper records. I know how many shoes we sold yesterday. I know who we sold those shoes to. Even if I never step into the shop again, for the rest of the year, I know how many shoes we sell every day. And that's the great thing about keeping records, about Google Sheets, about whatever system you choose to use. Don't use book. Let me just tell you, if you're keeping records, don't try to write in any book. Forget about it. Books will never help you. I use books until I don't know where any of those books are. Use an app. If you can't afford Shopify, use Google Sheets. Google Sheets is free and you can download it.
You know something, Omolola? Last week when we started these webinars, we had one of the things we talked about are Google Suite tools that are free, right? And I remember that I spoke about those things, Google Sheets, and then a number of other things to help people to keep inventory and all of that.
So I've come here again to mention the same thing, and I wasn't even there when you had that meeting. So I need to clean my screen. There's something on my screen that's troubling me. Yes, okay. I wasn't even there when you had that meeting, but I'm saying the same thing. Google Sheets is a very simple app, very light. You can use it on your phone. Another thing is growing up in a very Yoruba home. I don't know how other Yoruba parents talk to their children, but I know that one thing my parents always used to say is that we should not take any bank loans, any funding, any external, any loans. They used to talk about taking loans in general, borrowing money. They used to tell us one story about how one of our uncles, he took one loan, he used his cars, collateral, then the bank came, they collected everything, we should not collect loan, blah, 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 blah. So imagine growing up in that setting. So on my mind was, no, I'm not going to collect loan. Even when I obviously needed funding, I was like, no, I'm not going to collect loan. My bank would come to me. My bank used to come to me. They'll come to my office. They'll be like, hey, Lola, we have a facility to give you. We can give you X, Y, Z million. Just I'm so interested. I'll be like, no, God forbid. No, I'm not doing loan. I don't believe in loan. And that I allowed that fear to hold me back for so long. So one advice I want to give to people so they don't make the same mistake that I made is if your business is profitable, like I said, this is the condition. If your business is profitable, and you will never know if your business is profitable if you do not keep records. Remember, I first said keep records. So if your business is profitable and you can see your business doing well, and even your bank, because I'll tell you, these banks, they are ready, they are hungry. And even your bank is approaching you to offer you money, then you already know that you have something to offer. So you can take funding. Try to seek funding along the lines of single-digit interest rates. So banks, the loans that banks offer, they can be quite high, sometimes up to 10, 20, even 15% interest rate. So do seek funding, but seek funding as, look for funding that offers low interest rates, single-digit interest rates. And the reason why I'm saying to seek funding is, if you have a goal, okay, and the money in your accounts is okay for you to achieve your goal, then your goal is too small. Means you need to go and set a bigger goal, a scarier goal. If you have enough money for what you want to do right now, you need to want to do more. That's just true. Unless you're obviously Copy or $10, obviously, or somebody like that. But if you're just a regular person like me and you, then you cannot. Wait, you're in my screen, Abby. Everybody has seen you because you didn't take your charger. So just ask me. Unless you're like a Copy or $10, or somebody whose parents can just bankroll everything. But the truth is that if your goal is so basic that all the 150,000, all the 95,000, all the 1 million in your account can fund everything that you need, and that's the end, then you need a bigger goal. You need a scarier goal. That's what I think. So do seek funding. Do try to find, opportunities. I know that federal government is also giving money there's one AGSMEIS CBN loan that the government is doing. You can get up to 10 million if you're an existing business, and if you're a new business, you can get up to 5 million naira. I know there's an AGSMEIS, AGSMEIS.
AGSMEIS.
CBN loan, okay? CBN AGSMEIS loan. They're giving up to 10 million for existing businesses, 5 million for brand new businesses. And I know people who have gotten the money is real, it's not fake, even though it will take a very long time and it's a bit of a rigorous process, but you will get the money. I know so many people who have gotten that money, so many. I just can't cast them here because obviously they didn't give me permission to come and say, oh, they collected a loan. But all these people, they collected the money and they have about 7 years. You have about 7 years to pay the money back to the federal government. That is very, very long. It's one of the most generous loans I've ever seen. What?
Single digits.
Single digits, 9%. 9%. There's a smaller one. I think there's a smaller one. If you apply for 2.5 million, it's 5%.
Great.
5%.
Great.
Yeah. If it's above 5 million, it's 9%. If it's less than 5 million, it's 5%. Yes, that's the interest rate. So to me, it's quite decent. And like I said, if your business is profitable, you will make the money back in less than 7 years. You can pay everything back. So finally, I think another mistake, I think this is the last mistake that I think I made. I took too long before I started hiring people. I remember when I started this business, it was doing really well in the beginning, and I didn't want people to come and spoil it for me. I didn't want workers to come and spoil it for me. So I was doing everything by myself, every single thing. Even deliveries in Abuja, I would leave my house in the morning, pack all the orders in my booth. See, let me just say, I know some places in Abuja that I shouldn't know because of that thing. I would drive to some horror, some deep places just because I wanted to deliver. I'll meet my customers and they'll be so happy. I'm like, oh my God, you brought it by yourself. I thought you would send somebody. And I used to be so tired. My back would hurt. My feet would hurt. Imagine that I was actually investing that time in maybe doing other things that would bring more money for my business, but anybody can deliver the shoes, It took me time to get to that point of letting go. So at a point, that year, my boyfriend that time told me that, girl, this your Agbero driver work that you're doing. It can't pay you. It can't pay anybody. Look for a company and pay them. So that's when I started. And I started looking for a company. This was maybe almost 4 years into the business. And I started looking for a company. Then another thing I needed to do, I needed to actually hire somebody to always be in the shop because I wasn't always in the shop because I was also practicing law at the time. But it took me so long. I just didn't want to relegate it to anybody. I was just like, no, what if they talk to my customers anyhow? So customers will call me. They'll be in front of the shop and I'll be in court. I'll be in federal high court trying to do stuff for my dad, trying to do stuff for the office. At the point, I just had to hire somebody. I brought her on board. And what I wanted to say is when you're hiring people, when you're delegating, don't just welcome somebody with your mouth and tell them that they should take your shop. Give them a document. Write down what you want testing. Write down processes. This is the time I want you to come to work. This is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to welcome the customers. The way we have our at the shoe shop, one thing I'm so proud of is our SOPs. Our SOPs, that's standard operating procedures. They are so sophisticated that if I choose not to step into my shop, for the next 8 weeks, for the next 2 years, my shop will keep running, whether I'm there or not, because it has taken me so much time. It took me almost 2 years to finish drafting the SOPs, but I've drafted everything to the extent that whether I go, whether I don't go, it's my choice. It's not because I'm not going there. Like, my going there, it does not mean that if I don't go, I will still eat. Okay, if I don't go, my business will still make money, enough money to pay my staff, to pay me at the end of the month. So, but if you don't write down your processes, if you just do everything by mouth, I'm sorry for you. But of course, this only applies for people who already have staff. If you're still a new business, if you're just starting out, do everything by yourself. If you're just starting out, if you can't do everything by yourself, do everything by yourself. The things that you must delegate, like delivery, please delegate delivery. Don't be like me, driving to 6th Avenue, Charlie wearing part. Don't be like me. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it, boy. Don't do it.
All right.
So you have
Okay.
taken everything out of me. I am done
All
from my
right.
end.
Okay,
Yes.
so we have one question. Maybe you take that question, then I would run through the ones I have written here, and then we can close. Okay, the question is from Ngozi, and it says, you say not to use books. However, an accountant suggested starting with a book in order to understand the data being captured before transferring to a software or e-tool. Which one is right?
Okay, so my problem with books is I had a lot of books. I can't find any of them. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm not saying books are bad. If you're great at storing things, good. But like me, I know myself, I'm careless. And then my kids, they will come, they will write inside my books, they will tear some papers from my books. I don't recommend them because, and also because I'm very computer savvy. So I don't really need to understand the data. I'm the one who's been handling the business. I already understand the data that I'm putting in. But to be honest, having book or paper records is better than not having any records at all. So if that's what works for you right now, go do it. Do it. It's better than having nothing at all.
All right. So and I'll also say at that point that yes, books are great, but the way the world is going now, everything is going online. Everything is going as like I would call it. One of the things that helps is for you to have a basic system, even if it's an Excel sheet that has been created for you in a way such that you just need to impute the data and you don't have to worry about structuring the Excel. If there's anybody on this webinar and you'd like help with that, you can send a mail to me or to hello@ventoven.com, and then we can help you out with something basic that you can work with. I think that would set a foundation for people to be able to just impute stuff, and then you will take it on from there. All right, Amola, thank you very much. You've said a lot of things. I'm going to just run through the questions that I had written here. And my first question to you is, how do you come up with content? Because you always seem to have content, right? So how do you generate content?
And this one is, I don't know, I think this one is personal to everyone. But the first thing that I would say is, so many people take themselves seriously. Stop taking yourself so damn seriously. It's not that serious. You just need to learn to play with yourself. So it's no, I don't mean it like that, but like how you, I don't know, like how you are when you are alone by yourself. Okay, you need to be able to let the world see that version of you. Just stop taking yourself so seriously. And another reason why people seem unable to share content is because they care too much about what other people think about them. So you have an idea, you think about it, or you see an idea, you see somebody execute an idea, and you look at it and you're like, but if I post this now, what will people think about me? If I put this out, what will people say? People say, she's dancing on Instagram because of money. How much is this shoe that she's saying that she's dancing and disgracing herself? You need to stop caring about what people say, because at the end of the day, those people don't pay your bills. You pay your bills. So if you know that it's the dancing on Instagram that is paying your bills, go ahead and dance. Give them Awilo, give them Shaku Shaku, give them all the new dance moves that are in town, because if you know that is what is bringing your customers to you. I'm sorry, I have to quote Laura AKG again, because she's somebody that has made so much noise and also so much money off Instagram. She says that people used to actually call her names in the beginning. She was a cloud chaser. She was using her sister's her sister's platform to try to blow, to try to shine. But the truth is that on Instagram, okay, off Instagram, Laura has made more money off Instagram than Linda Ikeji. Linda Ikeji has made a lot of money off other platforms, like her blog, like her blog, like her website, different things you get. But off Instagram, talking about Instagram money now, Laura's made much more. So it doesn't matter what people say about you now. What people say about her will not matter because she's cashing out. So at the end of the day, bro, we're all really just trying to cash out. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm really just trying to cash out. So what people say about you should be at the bottom of your priority list. They'll laugh at you. Let them laugh now. After they laugh at you, then they'll follow you and they'll buy from you. At least you make them laugh. It's not better to make them laugh. Then finally, as regards to content, there's nothing wrong with copying people's content if you can recreate it and add your own touch. That's how I feel. Look at all these TikTok challenges and all these Instagram Reels challenges. It's people just recreating what other people did, but they're adding their own personality to it. They're adding their own flair. What's there? You can copy the content, but just don't steal it. And when I say steal it, don't go and steal everything about somebody else, everything about somebody's challenge and now replicate for yourself. Introduce your own uniqueness. It's you that people care about. It's you that people want to see. So introduce your own vibe to it. Those are the 4 things that I have to say. Stop taking yourself too seriously. Stop caring what other people say about you. Stop caring that they will laugh at you. If they laugh at you, then very soon they will laugh until they roll into your bank account. So that's fine. Let them laugh at you. Finally, feel free to copy as long as you can recreate the content to a level that it doesn't look like copying anymore.
Okay. Next question. There's another question now. The person says, I'm having issues putting extra money into my sponsored ad account. Please, how do I go about it?
Maybe that question is for Vent Oven.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, maybe let me try and answer that question. I think one of the major issues we're having now, and it's a national problem, is that most of the banks and most of the cards are no longer allowed to do international transactions, right? So what I would suggest is for you to try out Barter by Flutterwave. It's a product by Flutterwave.
That same thing. So yeah, definitely, of course.
By Flutterwave that allows you spend dollar by removing it from your Naira account. They essentially give you a dollar account with a dollar card that you can now use to fund or buy anything or pay for sponsored ads and all of that, as though you own an account abroad, and you can use that to fund your account. So I think you should try that. The Barter is, I think it's spelled BARTER something. Let me
ARTER. Yeah, that's correct. By Flutterwave, and you
Flutterwave, yeah.
$20,000 in a day. The limit is amazing. I'm just afraid that CBN will soon cancel it, because CBN cancels every good thing in this Nigeria. So I don't really know. But the person should definitely use Barter by Flutterwave. Fantastic idea.
All right, no problem. So thank you very much for that. So my next question is, how do you build huge followership or a huge number of followers on Instagram? And most importantly, followers that are committed to you. Because you said during the lockdown that your followers were calling you. When you don't post, they call you. Normally, we've not seen any posts from you. Where are the shoes and all of that? How do you build that kind of community? Because as far as I'm concerned, that's a community.
Okay, yeah, good point and good question as well. So the key to building that kind of community is to always be in their faces. They wake up, there's a post from you. They're having lunch, there's another post from you. They're about to go to bed, there is another post from you. If you are always there and all of a sudden you disappear, they'll look for you. So, but if you're not always there, if you're never there anyway, nobody will miss you when you're not there. I mean, either way, you are never there. So the key is to never stop. Like, we are so unashamed. We're so unashamed about how much content we put out. We put out so much content every day. Anyone you see is the one you see, but you will see one. Okay, so you need to, if you want people to connect so deeply with you, the first thing you need to do is always be in their faces, no matter what. Let there be something from you every day, even if your back is breaking, you're just so tired and you're just about to sleep. Just put one thing out. Let there just always be something from you. Another thing is, let your content always be so good. So when I say so good, I don't mean that you always have to dance or do something crazy. You get, even if it's the fact that your pictures are always nice, or that in your picture, in your videos, you always leave them with a quote or with something. Let there just be something about you that people just want to keep coming back to. So if your pictures are always bomb, people will find you. Your Instagram will even help your content to go further because your pictures are so bomb. So give something. The thing you're giving is, first of all, you're always there. Like I said, always be there. Be that person that is always on Instagram. Always let Instagram be your office. Because the truth is that there's a lot of money to be made from Instagram. Bomb pictures. And then another thing to do is, if you are starting out, you can add a face to your brand, sort of like be the face of your brand. People tend to connect better with a face than with just product pictures. You're selling bags and you're posting the bags. The truth is that so many people are posting bags, and if there's really nothing so fantastic about the bags, why should they buy from you? But if they see your face and they like you and they think you're cute and they like the way you sound when you speak in your videos, that gives them more reason to want to key in with you. Okay? So for example, they've seen you, they like the way you look, they like the way you talk. And then they also like the fact that every day you show up. The day you don't show up, they wonder, where is this babe? Where is this guy? I didn't see any posts from this. I remember there's one babe on my Instagram. She sells, her name is Chinazo. She sells clothes, office clothes. Chinazo is always wearing the clothes that she's selling. Every day she'll come on Instagram. This is the one she's selling today. She will always wear it. And there's one particular staircase that she used to stand on. So that staircase is already engraved in my memory, just because I see it all the time and she's always posting. So one time I just was like, I've not seen Chinazo for a while. Where is this babe? Because she was always there, and all of a sudden she removed herself from the picture. So I've never met this babe before. I don't know her from anywhere. All I know her from is this Instagram. So how you become so valuable to people that they decide to follow you and then even decide to become a community with you is that you are always there. They know that even if there are no shoes anywhere else, they will come to the shoe shop and they will find shoes. You are consistent. Do you get?
So consistency is key. All right, so I like that. So most important thing there, and you said it over and over again, is consistency, right? Always showing up and always putting out content. So if for a small business that is just starting, what should they focus on for their social media account? What should be their focus? Considering that it's a small business, they're just starting, what should they focus on? Should they focus on, just putting out pictures? Should they focus on doing videos? Should they focus, what exactly should be there? Should they focus on just always telling people, I'm selling this, come and buy, I'm selling this, come and buy? What should they focus on doing sponsored ads? What should be their focus?
Okay. So first of all, before you even move to social media, I would say the first thing that a person needs to focus on is perfecting their products, perfecting what you're selling. So first of all, make sure that what you're selling is good, is high quality, is the kind of thing that somebody buys and wants to buy again from you and wants to buy more from you. So once you get that bit sorted, and then you move to social media, what you should worry about or what you should care about the most is getting seen. That is, because there's so much competition to get seen on that platform. Okay, so how can you be seen? How can people see you? And how do people see you? When you offer them something that is really just it. You have to offer them some sort of value. Okay, and this value that you're offering, it doesn't mean that your things are cheap. It doesn't mean that your things are the cheapest of everything. No, that's not what I mean by value. Value is basically something that makes them feel connected to you. So I'm going to give you an example. Value can be something that educates or entertains, or basically just draws on the emotion of the people that are watching you. Let me give you a fantastic example. There's this lady called Simbi on Instagram. Simbi doesn't sell shoes or bags or anything. No, she sells products that help small businesses take better pictures. Okay, she sells props. Anything that will make your picture look better. That's what Simbi sells. I don't mean phones or cameras or gadgets. No, things like a white background so that your picture can be better. Things like small flowers to add to your pictures. Things like balloons or a tripod to make your phone stand while you record. That's what Simbi sells. But you know what Simbi does? Simbi doesn't just do come and buy. No, she shows people how to use her products. Okay, she will take pictures using the things that she's selling, using the things that her customers are selling. For example, she sells this mats, this table mats that if you put it under a plate, let's say you're someone that is selling food, if you put this table mat under your plate, it makes the picture look better. So she will cook her own food in her house. Put it on a plate, put that table mat, snap the picture and tell you that if you are selling food, you should buy this table mat because to make all your pictures look better on Instagram. So she's not just saying, come and buy. She's giving people a reason to buy. She's saying that if you buy from me, your pictures will look as bomb as my pictures look. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is where people need to draw the line. Like, are you just saying, come and buy? Some people say, if you don't buy from me, I have to go back to my village. If you don't buy from me, my children are not see food to eat. Buy from you. I'm a humble village girl. Come and buy. Stuff like that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works, but it can only work temporarily. It can only work for people who don't really, people maybe who are just meeting you for the first time. But if you want long-term, do you understand? That kind of long-term, people are like, they die here. People just pin there. You need to offer them, they need to constantly feel like you are giving them something. Do you understand what I'm saying? This babe will do, there's this babe that will do this. In fact, we all know her, Trisha Biz. As much money as Trisha Biz makes from her webinars, Trisha Biz will still do free. Now she's doing one free monetize your knowledge course that she announced today. She'll still do free courses. She'll still give free ebooks because she's giving people value. Because if they feel like, oh, I'm getting value from this person, well, I can pay for whatever it is that they are selling. So they've given me so many things for free. Do you understand? And value may not always be giving of things for free. It may even just be the fact that you're making somebody laugh. Look at, back to Laura Ikeji now. Laura Ikeji, she knows to give anybody anything free. She just used to dance. She just wake up all day and be dancing on Instagram. And people found it so entertaining. They would laugh. They will enjoy it. They would dance too. Before they know it now, they love her. So it's just that, what are you giving you? What are you giving them? It's not just what are they giving you, they should come and buy from you. What are you giving back to these people? Are you making them laugh? Are you making them cry? Are you making them rethink how they live their lives because of what you're offering?
All right. So what are some of the do's and don'ts for? I think you've already mentioned some, but is there any that you would like to see? I think you've mentioned a lot, right?
Yeah, so you said three what? 3 do's?
I said, what are the do's and don'ts? But I guess you've already mentioned a lot already. So yeah, I think we can skip that. Is there any tool, or are there any tools that you'd recommend for people that would help them better take advantage of their social media account and use it to build their businesses?
Not a tool per se. For me, I don't play with my iPhone because all the tools and all the apps and everything that I need is there. So no matter how broke I am, I just make sure that I have a really good iPhone. All my staff, I bought iPhones for all of them because to me, I understand the value and how useful it has been.
Are you still hiring?
What?
Are you still hiring?
No, not currently. No, we're done now. Thank you. We're good now.
Let me know when you have an opening so I can.
So me, I don't play with my iPhone. I know some people say like Androids are just as good as, but I noticed that we make a lot of sales on Instagram stories, okay? We do a lot on Insta stories. And I know that as good as Androids are, their quality for Insta stories is it's just not good enough, not gonna lie. So
Don't let the Android people catch you.
I don't want them to catch me, so let me just keep quiet. Let me just say, just have a really good phone. If you don't have money for anything else, so have a really good phone. A phone that you can download your Canva app, your Snapseed app, your Facetune app, whatever it is business that you're doing, your editing apps, your preview, your scheduling post apps, your Twitter. Have a really good phone. That's what I would say. And a phone that takes really good pictures as well. And me, that's why I keep talking about iPhones. But like for me, my number one tool for doing business is my iPhone.
Okay. So what you mentioned some apps and you said scheduling apps. You mentioned, what are those apps, please? I think you should just tell us, just name them so that people can know them.
So if you want to do like graphics, Canva is really good. Canva is a really good app and it's mostly free. There's a pro version, but it's mostly free and it's great. If you want to do collages, there's an app called Photo Grid or something. Photo Grid. Pick Mix. You'll find one of those collage apps as well. Yeah, but photo something. If you want to do Instagram Reels and TikToks. TikTok's a really good app for stuff like that because you get a lot of engagement with videos. If you want to edit your videos, Facetune 2 will help you to edit your videos really well. So it's a really good app. If you're taking pictures and you notice that when you post the picture, Instagram crops the top or the bottom of your picture, then you need to download an app called either Insta Square or Square Edit. That helps you to shrink the size of your picture and put a white frame around it and prevent Instagram from cropping out the important part of your picture. Snapseed is very, very good for editing. For example, if you take something on a white background and the background looks dull and you want the picture to pop, use Snapseed, Facetune. And the iPhone itself has a really good editing feature that you won't even need other apps for. So definitely, yeah, just get an iPhone. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. So you mentioned you said something, and I wanted to ask you a question when you were talking about the shoe shop paying your staff and paying you. Are you on a salary?
Yes, I have to be on a salary
Why is that important? Can you tell us why that is important for entrepreneurs to put themselves on salaries?
because if you don't put yourself on a salary, what will happen is you're working so hard, you're selling, you're selling, but somehow you don't really have any money to show for it. Your business has no money to show for it. I like even me, this is even something that I've experienced that has happened to me. I remember maybe the first couple of years, I just know that I was working. I will go, I'll do deliveries, blah, blah, blah. I'll not take all the money at the end of the month. I used to buy more shoes. So I'll never pay myself. If I now need to buy something urgently, I'll take out of that same money and go and buy it. So there was no structure, there was no system. My money and the business money was joined all in one. Now, the reasons why you cannot do that. Number one, you're spoiling your business. In fact, your business needs to sack you. If that's what you're doing, your business needs to sack you. Your business needs to pay you a separate salary. And there was a coach, one of my coaches was telling me, Coach Nancy, she was telling me that your business should not pay you more than 30% of your profits. So you first need to sit down, calculate what your profits are. Your business should not pay anything more than 30% of your profits. Your business is already overpaying you. And another reason why you need to separate yourself from the business is if you keep dipping into your business, you don't know when you go and eat out of your capital.
Okay.
You go and eat out of your capital. So how do you keep growing? How do you keep growing your business? Another key thing is that you need to keep reinvesting in your business. But how can you reinvest in your business when you spent all the money buying Bone Streets?
Bone Street is a big problem.
The problem everywhere.
All right. So, what are your last words for entrepreneurs? What are your last words? What would you like to? What are the last things you'd like to say to them, to everyone on this webinar before we go?
So many things, but let me just summarize it into 3 things. So the first thing I would say is keep records, keep business records. As you sell, write down everything you sell, every single thing, write it down. preferably digitally, but if you can't, write it down somewhere. Secondly, reread your goals every day. If not, you write goals on January 1st and say that these are my New Year resolutions and these are all the things I'm going to achieve this year. And the next day you will see that thing is on December 31st and you won't have achieved what you want to achieve. So every day, read what you wrote on January 1st to remind you that this is what I need to be doing right now. Ololade, remember I called you and I said, oh, I had this idea of what we need to discuss for Thrive. I told you. But it's because I'd gone over to read what I had planned to do for the year that it reminded me that, oh, I need to call Ololade. Just what I'm saying. So I keep saying this, just go back every day, take time, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, read your goals one more time. And then finally, from the bottom of my heart, I think you need God. You need God. My pattern was that you really need God to support you, to help you, to encourage you. You need wisdom from the Holy Spirit. You need God at every point. His love, His mercy, His guidance. You need God at every point. Those are my parting words. Thank you all for listening to me. Thank
All
you.
right.
Time for
Thank you
this.
very much, Omolola. You've said a lot. You've said people need to keep adequate record. And you said something. You said if people around you are not supporting you, look for strangers to support you. That was really insightful, right? You also said fear can hold us back. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. And I want to thank everyone who has joined us for this webinar. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a part of this. I hope you've learned something today. And please, if you need any help with some of the things we've talked about, maybe you need help setting out your goals, you need help with creating, Manola said something about creating SOP, standard operating procedures. If you need help with all of those things, you can reach out to Ventoven at you can send us a mail, hello@ventoven.com, and then someone will reach out to you and figure out how we can help you out with those things. I think those things are really important for you to be able to build your business. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you again next week. Please, if you're not following us on social media, I would advise you to follow us because we're going to be sharing some more of these tips and tools that can help you grow your business. And we'll be sharing information about next week's webinar on our social media handles as well. I think on Instagram, we are at the Event Oven. And you can also follow the shoe shop. Your Instagram is the shoe shop NIG, right? That's your shoe shop Nigeria. Yeah. So you can follow them. And if you're a lady, you're watching this, get some shoes. Or if you're a
I'm
guy,
meant to buy for Val's Day. Buy for Val's Day, I beg. Well,
all
on
right.
Sunday, Val's Day as well. So you can definitely come by and buy
All
shoes
right.
on.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.